So, Alexandra Palace, otherwise known as Ali Pali, that's what people call it, Ali Pali. It's got a big sign on it. Shall I show you? It is about how it was purchased on behalf of the public, and the public apparently appreciate this great public possession. Well, there's only one problem with that, really, is that the public are not allowed in. It's got a thing called the Great Hall. It's got this sort of rose window thing. That is a six-pointed star, and this is the Great Hall, owned by the public, but is never open to the public. I don't know if it's apt, by the way, but off in the distance you've got Canary Wharf, which is the other financial district, and it's just sort of beaming a golden triangle at us from a far distance. That bird on top of the roof, by the way, was a magpie. I think probably quite apt. They like to collect precious objects and steal them away and store them up in their nests. Now it's got the big tower on it, the big telecommunications tower, and this is actually where the BBC first started broadcasting television back in 1936. Of course, 1936 was the run-up to the Second World War, and you could say the BBC started their propaganda matrix from here. This is an old sort of broken down part of the palace, and there's the communications tower. This place does have another secret, another hidden nugget of history, which I'll show you. At the bottom of the tower is a thing called BBC Tower Reception, and next to it is this. So it's a bit of a weird place, bit of a strange place. This is a bit weird. There's like no one here. What is about empty rooms makes you want to whisper. Shh. There's a dead dragon with boobs. Mildly terrifying here. Mildly terrifying. I'm the only one here. I'm leaving. Too scared to be in here on my own.
Easy job.
I thought they're quite an apt place to talk about the propaganda that's going on at the moment. Propaganda is a science. There was a thing actually called Wellington House, which was in central London near to Buckingham Palace, and it's where the first sort of Bureau of Information and Propaganda was founded, just before the First World War. And what essentially happened was that the government, at the time, maybe was Secretary of State or something, the guy who was to become Prime Minister in the First World War, Lloyd George, he basically put people into each of the newspapers down on Fleet Street in order to try and control better the release of information leading up and during the First World War. He got under some criticism about trying to take over the newspapers, government control of the newspapers, which is something that we certainly have now. And of course the BBC, beaming their messages on behalf of the government, are trying to convince us that President Assad was part of a cover-up to use chemical weapons to kill lots of innocent people. We were bombarded with images of dead children. It's what people woke up to on one day, all the newspapers showing them pictures of dead babies, which is scientific. It's a scientific way to get people on board to the idea of attack. Of course, all over the newspapers today, it's, what is it today, Tuesday? It's all over the newspapers that, you know, war is imminent, attack on Assad is imminent. I'm not sure if that is actually what's going on. I think definitely there will be an attack. It is literally just a matter of when. I don't, however, think it's going to be particularly soon, mainly because I think that what the BBC and the rest of the news are doing right now is they're doing an advert. And this advert is to muster the business interests surrounding the war industry to prepare them for a future conflict, to get all the big heads of the big war industries to focus their minds on the next big business project. Of course, at the moment, that great big business project is Assad. I tend to think, though, seeing as this palace, the People's Palace, was also used as a concentration camp for innocent civilians in the First World War, German civilians who were just trying to hide out from Germany. They interned them here and lots of them died through illness. You see propaganda, broadcasting, and all that is, and internment. These things are all part of the same business. And the trouble, or the thing that we should be worried about, is that at the moment these forces, this business model is aimed at Syria. It's just a matter of time before it's aimed at us.